Hello to everybody, FutureTrend channel is again with you. As usually in the mornings we are presenting our analysis of major currencies. Today is 28th of May 2018, and we'd like to know that today we will come just with one view of currencies. That's because of holidays in the a major part of developed financial centers like the United States and United Kingdom, and probably that means that in the coming hours the market will not be so liquid as usually, and during American kind of time probably the market will be liquid and the movies will not be so strong as usually we have on the usual kind of working basis. As regarding the situation in the foreign exchange markets, today the market opened rather interesting. That's applying for the euro crosses and for the euro dollar as in particular. The euro dollar, despite of low printing printed on Friday around 116.50, let's see the charts. So we printed a low around 116.45 on Friday, but this morning you see that euro dollar is trading around 117.15 at the moment of presenting this analysis. That's because Italian president decided to reject Paolo Savona as a person proposed by some of leading Italian parties as a new economy minister. Everybody knows that Paolo Savona is a real kind of Eurosceptic for the single currency, and from that point of view probably that's an answer, part kind of answer why the euro dollar was so weak during the course of previous trading days and the last week, for example. Anyway, we decided to open a small long position in the euro dollar this morning, hoping that probably the euro will find a kind of interim floor and receive a kind of even a small temporary respite. In that case we could see some kind of temporary correction of the euro weakness we've seen during previous trading days. We decided to open a small long position, and we will add to this position on a possible undershooting of a level of 115.80. That's because, as you know, our strategy, we suggest that probably the euro dollar could find a kind of floor around the lows of November 2015, located at 115.55. Also, the euro dollar is really very close to its longer term bullish trend, located around 115.85. All in all, we suggest that probably the euro is very close to a possible, even a small, even a temporary turnaround. That means from that point of view we could see a correction, and that's why we decided to open a new kind of long engagement in the currency this morning. The dollar yen, which at the moment trading around 109.55, from one point of view should remain weak from a technical kind of horizon, but we should understand that rising euro yen should also support the dollar yen as well, because as you know, a rise in seeking for the risky assets should prop up the dollar against the Japanese yen. As you know, the Japanese yen has a tendency to depreciate in case of normal a kind of working of financial centers. I mean, without any kind of geopolitical risks or some political factors that usually tend the Japanese currency to appreciate. Sterling, also here we opened the position, a long one position at 133 at 133.30. That's because we suggest that the euro dollar also should support the cable as well, because as you know the cable is looking extremely weak at the moment, and made a kind of a long way to the lows, to the current lows. On Friday the pair reached a lows of 132.90. We suggest that some of technical factors should transform into higher pricing of the cable in the coming hours. Also, from fundamental point of view, there are not any kind of major economic publications in the UK during the course of this week, and from that point of view, probably the cable could find an interim floor. As regarding the dollar Swiss, here the situation is a little bit contradictory, but anyway we remain with our short recommendation, and we wait for a possible undershooting of 98 and 50 level. As you know, at 98.40 lies long a kind of 2018 uptrend, and while above this trend line, the pair should remain supported in the nearest future. Australian dollar, here we still keep our long trade recommendation in the currency, and we'll close our position on a possible overshooting of level of 76.40. Also not far from that level lies at 76.60 2018 downtrend. All in all, this kind of region should present a kind of tough point to break for the Aussie right now. Kiwi dollar, we don't have any kind of long position or long engagements in the pair, but anyway we suggest that also here probably the pair should find an interim floor around the current lows registered during previous trading week, around 68.50. Anyway, take into consideration that we already have some kind of long engagements against the United States currency, for example in the Aussie dollar or in the loonie. And the loonie we also sold at 129.90. But don't forget that during this week on Wednesday we have an important Bank of Canada rate decision, and taking into considerations the weakening trend, current trend in the energy prices and the world crude oil prices that also affected the Canadian dollar right now. All in all, the dollar Canada should remain volatile in the coming hours, but we suggest that while we are trading below long-term downtrend line located at 30.60, the pair should remain bearish from a longer term point of view. As regarding the dollar ruble, in 10 minutes the Russian financial market will open. But here the situation, as we suggest, is probably more clear in the euro ruble. That's why we decided to buy the euro ruble. You could see this in our euro crosses analysis. We are ready to buy euro ruble at market on the opening. We suggest both from weaker energy prices, which is a kind of negative factor for the Russian currency right now, as well as from the point of view of stronger euro. The euro ruble has a potential, first of all, to break above its 2018 downtrend located around 72.90, and from that point of view the trend, even a temporary one to the upside, could accelerate. Probably that's all. thank you very much. We wish you a pleasant day ahead and good starting of the week. Stay with us. It was your Future Trend channel. Bye bye for now.